Måske kan det her være din næste dyrebare. Drømmer du måske om din egen herre i Ringenes Herre, så skal du lige høre her, hvad den her fyr har at sige.
So Shadow of Mordor, it's a third-person open-world action game set in Middle-earth, actually set entirely within Mordor. It takes place after The Hobbit and prior to The Lord of the Rings, so in the 60 years that separate, the Battle of Five Armies from the War of the Ring. And during this time, Sauron is defeated in Dol Guldur, the necromancer, and he's driven out of there and he returns to Mordor. So he hasn't been in Mordor for 2 millennia. And over that time, Gondor had been guarding Mordor, but they'd sort of reduced to a skeleton crew because of civil war and plague and all sorts of things. So when Sauron returns, he slaughters the remaining Gondorian rangers that are guarding the Black Gates, including Talion, who's the character that you play. But Sauron's return also reawakens this other ancient spirit, a wraith, who has basically has a very ancient grudge against Sauron. Is a very powerful spirit, and this spirit resurrects Talion, and then together they pursue Sauron's forces into Mordor. Power in Middle-earth, in Tolkien's work, has a really specific meaning. So the rings that turn the Nazgul into the ring wraiths, they're rings of power. And power kind of has two meanings. They're separate, but they're related. One is it's the ability to go between the physical world, the real world, and the unseen world, the world of the dead, the world of spirits, the sort of unseen world, and having power within that world. And the other is the power to dominate, the power to control through fear and terror and domination. So these are really the meaning of power within Sauron's forces and the Rings of Power. And basically the Wraith has exactly the same form of power that we see put into those rings. So it's the power to move between those two worlds, it's the power over the living and the dead, and it's the power to dominate and bend lesser minds to your will. So there's a whole spectrum of things. We're really trying our hardest to make a genuinely innovative open world third-person action game. We're trying to bring something new to the whole idea of the living world, which is our Nemesis system. So the variety of enemies, the fidelity of the enemies that you can fight, the presentation, the amount of dialogue they can have, the variety in the combat, all of their traits, how sort of rich the whole world in that system is, has really been enabled by the power of the next-gen consoles. Leveling works, I guess pretty much how people would expect it to, as you gain experience through completing objectives, defeating your enemies. As you level up, you unlock ability points. And those ability points, the thing that was really important to us was every time you get a new ability, it's not just something passive, it's not just a number changing under the hood. It really is giving you something new that you can do to affect the world and affect how you play. So there really is a big range, both for the Ranger and for the Wraith, of new abilities. Then we have additionally a whole currency system, Mirian, so through finding collectibles, gathering loot, you're getting money, you can use that to upgrade your core stats. You can unlock additional rune slots. You can also purchase weapon powers, which are kind of the ultimate game-changing powers of your sword and your bow and your dagger. And then crafting, we don't have a sort of separate sub-menu for crafting. We really wanted to keep it in the action. We really are an action game first and foremost. No, so the battle against the orcs is obviously a very core part of the game. But it is just one part of the game as well. So we have, epic monsters and creatures that you will battle against. We have we have story missions and things that we'll be exploring then. We have all of the rewards for exploring the world and collectibles and artifacts and uncovering the history. We have side missions around each one of the weapons. We have more custom boss fights against the Black Captains, who are Sauron's champions. So the Nemesis system is sort of one part of it, but it's a big part of it, and it's the area where we're probably, I guess, most innovative or most different from anything people will have seen before.
Glæder du dig til at få øjne ligesom ham her? Skriv det gerne ned under. Husk nu at like, og så ses vi næste gang.